Alright y'all, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about grapple sizes on the skidders. Why do we have the little bitty short, thin, well not necessarily short, but thin tongs like what's on the Tigercat? Why does John Deere have the big box style tongs? Which one's better? Which one do we prefer to use? And what's some benefits and stuff about them? So yeah, y'all get ready. Go grab y'all some Coke and popcorn. Come on back, get ready. Fixing to roll that intro. We're gonna learn about some skidder stuff today. Alright, so before we get into today's video, as I like to call it, the meat and taters of today's video, we're going to do a little vlog update. We're going to watch Mickey work for a second. Watch Mickey work for a second, don't listen to me talk. But, great week going so far. Yesterday was Monday. Here, I'll just spin you over here. Going to get hit by Mickey. Yesterday was a great day. We done really good. They actually give me another load this week. Yesterday was Monday for us. Today is Tuesday. Today is the 16th. I know videos are way behind, and I'm kind of planning that on purpose to get that way. It's easier for me to keep videos ahead for y'all. Get out of Superman's way here with his new skidder. I can tell y'all it's a new skidder now that you've seen. It's a new skidder. Doing a much better job keeping the wood out of the main boom, or I think that's what they call the main boom. I call the bottom booms the main boom, and the top one is the arch, but I think I said that reverse if you're actually an engineer. But anyway, we got an extra load this week. We got cut one last week. I believe I included that in a video somewhere. I can't remember. That's the only bad thing about getting videos way ahead is I can't remember everything that I have told y'all. So, I think I explained to y'all we lost a load last week. The one mill cut us off, which was fine. We still ended up with 54, but they're gonna make it up this week. They're gonna let me haul an extra load to one of my mills. We're still on, like I said, 56 loads. 1 a day to 1 mill, and 10 a day Monday through Thursday to 1 mill, and on the Friday we're going to be 12 a day or 11 a day to the 1 mill and 1 to the other. I know that sounds confusing, but that's just logging. You got to learn to adapt to all them different numbers and whatnot. I think we are down to 3 more loads for today's quota. Looking at my phone, yep, we're 3 more loads to our quota. It is 8:50 right now, so we've only got 3 more loads to get today. Then we'll jack 3 loads up for tomorrow. Jacking loads up means we're just preloading our trucks for tomorrow. Some people call it using set-out trailers and stuff like that. Well, we don't have set-out trailers. We just load our truck and trailer that we have, and they take the load of wood home with them, or they set it down close to the mill to be scaled tomorrow morning AM. But anyway, nothing really crazy going on. This is the set, I believe it's the set that we have or had, not believe, I don't know what I'm thinking. Trying to watch this wood and whatnot, make sure it ain't gonna knock me out over here, because you got to get so close with the GoPro. But anyway, this is the set from, oh shoot, I can't remember what time we were in here, but it was back in, I believe, 2018. I believe that was when we were in here last time. This is the set and the access that we bogged both skidders down in. Well, my skidder driver bogged both skidders down in the access. And we wasn't even working this stand. We were checking it out. So, but I think I included that in a video prior to and some other stuff. But just say everything, I mean, nothing real crazy is going on today. Everything's just kind of rolling. We are having issues. I don't know if y'all can see it through the bushes over there with the John Deere skidder, or track cutter. Sorry, not skidder. We are having issues with the John Deere track cutter on heating. I don't think it's a machine issue, if that makes sense. It was working okay. They were working on the heating issue and they sent a different mechanic out. And ever since that mechanic has worked on the machine has got almost unusable because it runs hot and it runs poor, like it's lugging, like it's begging for power. So yeah, it's Deere's here working on that. I'm not going to get in any details on it, and I'm not going to toy with any negative comments on it, because Deere is actually trying to, I mean, they're really trying to help. I think they had a screw up on their end, but it'll be okay. We're going to get it back together, and it's going to be that. So yeah, that's about all I got for right now, guys. We're gonna look. Y'all watch this skidder. I was saying in a video the other day about how we weren't 100% impressed with it, and I ain't saying we are impressed with it just yet. It is doing a good job. I mean, it's a new machine, it's nice, of course, but on the same hand, it's slow. They're telling me they're going to speed it up at 100 hours. So we'll see if they hold true to their word. But y'all just sit tight. We got a good video planned for y'all today. We're gonna talk about the grapple designs on the skidder, the variations of it, the two variations that I have, you know, what we like about them, stuff like that, which one works better in different applications for different things, because both of them do have their advantages and both of them do have their disadvantages. But anyway, guys, so y'all just y'all sit back, and hopefully y'all got y'all's Coke and popcorn already, like I asked you to go get at the beginning of the video, and y'all get ready. Y'all gonna learn something about these skidder grapples here in a second. Don't go anywhere. We're gonna be right back. All right, so first up, we're gonna talk about the Tigercat grapple. We're gonna talk about the design, what I think about it, its overall size on this particular machine, you know, stuff like that. This one has the skinny, this is what I call the skinny tongs. It is just a solid piece of iron. There's no welds, and yes, it's a weld right here holding, you know, like a brace there coming up to this ear here. But this is probably, this is my hand, that stuff's, that's close to 3 inches. Yeah, 2.5, 3 inches thick. It's thick iron. This is not quite as thick, but like, it's just a brace, support brace to connect your cylinder. You only have one cylinder per grapple tong. You got that one there, and then you got this one here. This grapple is 15 square feet, the volume in here. If you were to, I believe they measure, if you was to open the grapple all the way up and then touch the tip of the tongs where they, you know, they just touch like so, the area inside would be 15 square feet. The John Deere has 19, but in my personal opinion, this is the best grapple tong that you can have on a skidder for especially longevity, because this machine has 10,000 hours on it and we've never touched those grapple tongs, and probably never will till the day we decide to sell this machine. We have never had to work on these. I've seen a few people have to re-weld extensions on the end because the point, I'll walk out right now where you see this point here. This little tip right here, it'll just keep wearing off, getting more and more blunt, and it may come all the way back here. And you wouldn't think losing 6 inches of tongue on each side would make that much difference, but it does. It makes a lot of difference. New from the factory, you see how this plate in here is kind of recessed and these stick down. This is all like not rounded. It's like this. It's a sharp corner, and then you got this piece welded in there, and then the same thing on the back there. The wood catches here, and like whenever you grab your wood and this is all sharp, your wood like digs in like this when you're trying to pull on it, and it won't let the wood go out through the grapple. Now this one doesn't close up. The area in here doesn't close up as tight whenever we're when you're trying to pick up single pieces. But overall, this is probably my favorite grapple to have on a skidder, just for the lack of upkeep you have to do on it to keep it working right. And I think that this grapple will squeeze, which that can be a hydraulic pressure setting. This one will squeeze tighter than the John Deere. All right, so now we're looking at the John Deere grapple. This one's bigger to begin with. This is a 19 square foot grapple, but you see how it's got the big box tongs. And this, again, this is my hand, give y'all size reference there. This thing is massive, it's huge. This one's being brand new. You see how the edges are sharp. That's what I was talking about a while ago. See underneath there how the edges are sharp? You can actually see where it's digging into the wood. You see how the wood's scarred up right there? That's where the wood is digging in to that grapple. So the grapple, you see how it's, stand back a little bit, and you see how it's like this. Whenever he goes to go, that grapple's gonna walk forward, and then that wood's gonna pull into that grapple, and then it's gonna lock. And then the skidder also has a constant pressure. Whenever he locks his grapple on this, on his tongs, he keeps a constant pressure on his drag of wood. So it reduces the risk of it slipping out. It looks like he's got the wood grab further back than what he actually does. Whenever that grapple walks back ahead, he had the booms all the way up and still had room in between. But this is the box tong style. This is the most conventional style. Actually, I think this is the only style John Deere makes. Don't hold me to that, but I think this is the only style they make. It has its benefits, it has its downfalls. We're gonna talk about that in just a second as we're watching it, but I just wanted to give y'all an up close personal look at each grapple before we dove any deeper into it. This is, I mean, that's about it. But this is a really good, you see how right there, just above that, where that the bark is like rippled up on the wood, it's doing the same thing with it pushed back whenever, because he let his boom down for me to show y'all this. It does the same thing on the front side up there. It just locks into the wood. I know it don't sound right, but that's how it is. Y'all can see right here, all this added into the wood. One, that's a cutter, but the other part is, we'll talk about that in a second. That's one of the downfalls to that style grapple. And we're going to talk to the skidder operators in a minute to see what they prefer. Okay, sir, you're good to go. All right, so one of the things that I was just pointing out to y'all that this one does, that's a downfall, a con, I guess you'd say, to the box tong style grapple, is you see how it's got all that extra trash in it. The wider tong has more of an ability to pick up the debris that's under the wood. It's a nature of the beast. That's just how it's going to be. It doesn't, it's nothing to do with the operator. I mean, yeah, the operator can either sink the grapple and pick up a lot, or he can not sink the grapple and pick up just a little. But either way, those box tongs are going to be grabbing more trash than the skinny grapple tongs. So that's one of the other reasons why I like the skinny tongs a little bit better myself. Alright, so as we were also stating earlier, one of the things that I feel the skinnier tongs has over the wide tongs is it will hold the wood better. You see how that grapple, it didn't really do it that bad there because it's a smaller drag, but that grapple, how I was showing you a while ago, how it walked back and then it walked back ahead again when he went to take off, that's one of the downfalls to the larger grapple tongs like this, because you have more surface area. So instead of it just digging in really tight on your wood on either side of your tong, you have that flat surface area inside. You see how wide that is? Whenever it digs in that, or it's on that, it just slides like a slip and slide. I'll get y'all kind of close and you can see. You see how it's really wide? You see how it's like these points right here? These points, and how wide this is, these points, y'all remember these points for another little deal here in a second, but how wide this surface area is, you wouldn't think that, but the wood likes to slip back and forth on this unless you weld some kind of something in there. But the skinny tongs, like what's on this one, I can show you the outside because this is the same as down there. When it's new, you see how it's got sharp, rigid edges? It don't have a whole bunch of surface area for the wood to sit on. It just locks in here or locks in there, and that wood's not moving near as much. All right, so one of the last, I guess you'd say, subjects or points I want to get on this is the dangers of either one, and this is one that's going to put the box tongs ahead. Well, just showing y'all those points. Those grapples, they swing, and yes, they have brakes on them, and yes, you're supposed to keep them tight, but sometimes they make abrupt movements that you're not expecting, and it may get into or onto one of your back tires. So you're less apt to stick a grapple tong in the tire with the John Deere style grapple, because you saw how blunt they were and wide the tips are. I mean, yes, you can still pop a tire with it, but it's not like this. I mean, let me show y'all this here again, just to show y'all again. Y'all remember how the other ones look? Y'all see how these look? That's like a knife. And it's not like gonna cut you sharp, but you imagine this swinging with all the force and weight of this grapple swinging back down and sticking in that tire right there. That's what it'll flip around and go right in. It'll go all the way through this lug and puncture those steel cords in there and blow the tire out. For those of you that's been here for a while, and I don't see it on the back, we're gonna walk around the front side of it. But when this tire was brand new, yep, here it is. When this tire was brand new, you see how this patch is tore off of it? And no, we're not gonna change this till it blows out. It's been running for well over a year now, just like this. Well, actually for a while it flopped. Now it's going so far, it's wore through the metal layers there. You can see the metal layers flopping around there. But the little skidder driver that I had, he got the grapple tong right here, and then it kind of ripped this up. He had actually just blowed, it was that tire. He blew the other side out because he stuck the grapple tong in it. It wasn't on purpose, it was an accident, but he had actually got the grapple in a couple different times, because you see how this is ripped out here, and you see how it was ripped out there. I don't know how he done it, but he got the grapple in the tire here, and then I guess it flung around and caught right here, just missed all the belts, and then peeled the tire back. So that is one of the dangers of the skinny tires, is if you get an operator it's a little wild, you do run the risk of blowing out more tires because of the grapple we'll just, I mean, it's like a hot knife through butter. Just boom, she's done. So as far as operator preference, especially for myself, we're gonna go get Matt, we're gonna talk to him, we'll get Michael over here and we'll ask him. As far as myself, as a skidder operator, I prefer the skinny grapple tongs. I just make sure and keep my brakes extra tight to where it don't try and get up in my stuff, and I always keep my grapple back here behind me. Always, if you're new to a skidder and you're watching my channel, for the love of God, please, hey, don't drive around with it like that, because it can still swing out and grab the tire. Either keep it closed all the way up, or keep your grapple tongs to where they just touch. There's no way for it to get your tire that way then. Anytime I've ever had an operator come out and they start driving around, especially going forward with the grapple wide open, that's a no-no. No. So, yeah, I just make sure I keep my grapple tongs right, keep the grapple away from the tires when I'm bunching my wood, and I'm extra careful with it. I myself prefer this. I wish this was a 19-foot grapple. This one holds the wood better. It squeezes tighter. And I'm comparing to my old, I haven't even made a drag on the new skidder yet, so I'm comparing all this to the old skidder. The new skidder may be a little bit different, but the two other John Deeres I've always been on, I've always preferred going back to the skinny tone grapples. They're just, Tigercat had it figured out doing that. We had a Tigercat that they built the square tongs on it. We bought it a secondhand machine, and they put the square tongs on it, and we worked on that grapple more than any other grapple we've ever worked on. It was on a 635. We had a 625 with these type tongs on it, and we had a 635, and we were constantly welding on the box tong style. So this is just the way to go, in my opinion. All right, so in today's video, we're talking about the grapple. So you got the big tongs like that, and you got the little tongs like the Tigercat. What is your favorite one to run?
This one?
You like the flat one?
Yep. Won't blow that tire out.
That's exactly what I was saying a while ago. I like the narrow ones because it holds, to me, it holds the wood better. Is this one holding the wood better?
Yeah, the one on that other one will dig deeper in the ground to get your mat up. But this one will hold better.
So you a fan of that one?
Yep.
Good deal. Alright, so we're talking about grapples. This one compared to the Tigercat, the box tong versus the skinny tong. What's your favorite one to run? You like this one? Why do you like it if you like it? Or do you like the Tigercat design better? And why do you like it better?
I've run them both.
Huh?
Depends, I've run them both.
Well, I know. Which one is your favorite?
To me, these hold wood better.
You think that one holds the wood better?
But there's things that you can do with that little pointer grapple on the Tigercat you can't do with these. But then again, there's things you can do with these that you can't do with that.
Yeah.
This one here, you got one piece of wood, you can turn that grapple sideways and actually grab it where it comes through. Point out here, out that way, you can take that one piece of wood. That one over there, you can't do that because it'll split it.
Yeah. And this one closes up tighter.
I mean, personally, I prefer the John Deere grapple, personally, until they start getting more out.
Now, I like the skinny tong. It I feel like the skinny tong grab the wood tighter to me.
Like I said, there's things about the Tigercat grapple that I like. This one don't do, and there's things about this one that I like, you know.
Yeah.
But I like these now.
You got you some brakes?
Yep, talking till it comes out.
Yep.
Now, if we're talking on shear hand specs, I like the Tigercat's grapple better because it's smaller. I don't have to work it on it.
Oh, Jesus Christ. We're going to be out here later doing that way. What's your opinion on the fat tongs or the skinny tongs? Which one's your favorite?
John Deere.
You like the John Deere? Golly, every one of y'all's liking the John Deere. I'm the only one that said I like the Tigercat better.
I said I like the mat better.
You can mat with that one better? I can grab the smaller wood with that one better, But I just like how the other one don't get as much trash and whatnot in it.
That's what I do like about these grab a lot of
I don't
trash.
like how that one is more prone to stabbing a tire. That one over there, you snag a tire with it quick.
What I like about it, you don't have as much trouble out of Tigercats because these bust in the middle.
Yeah, these will wear out and start busting. The Tigercat, it'll be on there for 16,000 hours. Hey, done. I just heard it click. Alright, that's it. Alright, y'all, so that kind of wraps that up. Hopefully y'all learned something from that. I was very shocked to hear, especially Brady, as much as he's run the Tigercat stuff for me, that he preferred the John Deere style grapple. I mean, that's their opinion. That's cool. I just like the Tigercat grapple a little bit better. Never been a big fan of the John Deere grapple, but everybody likes different stuff. So if you are a skidder operator, go down below and let me know what you like about the John Deere grapple or your skidder or your Tigercat grapple. Cat's going to be kind of close to the same as John Deere, just there instead of being curved kind of like this, well, can't really bend my finger like that. The Cat grapple has got more of a bow to it like that, so that's about all it is. It's still a box tone grapple, but I guess that's about the only other, well, you can't call it a Cat anymore, Wheeler, whatever they are. Anyway, guys, thank y'all so much for watching today's video. Like I said, hopefully y'all learned something. If you have any questions about anything you see out here, go down below, drop me a comment, ask your question, and I'll try. It's gonna take a little bit of time. I ain't gonna lie, I got a pretty good backlog of stuff to be doing, but woo, Mickey's gonna try and take us out with trash. Look at all that dust. That's what I'm talking about. Dust means it's good, it's dry. I'd much rather dust than mud. So anyway, guys, I'll try and answer all your questions, especially if it's a really good question, something I can get a good detail out of. We'll do a video on it. So anyway, guys, go down below, leave me a comment, whether it's about the skidder grapple or not. Just tell me you like the video, and leave me smash that like button for me. Smash that like button for me, and if you're not already, please go subscribe. Subscribing helps the channel out a lot. We had a pretty good wave. We're kind of slowed back down. We're getting close to 7,000 subscribers now. Trying to push and get 10. I really want to get to 10. So yeah, I think we'll be able to get to 10 before. I'd like to be at 10 by the end of summer. How about that? So share us around. Share us around, and yeah, that's all I got, guys. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that. So till the next video. Thank y'all so much for all the support. I love every one of y'all. It's so cool to have all the support. I mean, it's really cool, really cool. So, oh crap, we had a bug go up my arm. Get out of there. There's horseflies and stuff. There's a guy the other day, he's like, I don't see you standing around swatting bugs and whatnot. I didn't get to answer that one, but you just get used to the bugs and you just don't swat at them. So, unless they go up your shirt sleeve like that, and you're like, ah, get off of me. I don't do bugs, especially when they bite. Okay, guys, that's it. We're out here. Maybe. I think I still feel that bug in there. Later, guys.